falling in love with who I am. I don't have time for anything that's gonna harm me. I'm on this journey.
Oh my God. We're back. Oh my God. Like, I'm so grateful to be here.
I know. I'm so excited.
Right.
I am so excited. Like, genuinely excited to be here.
Right. We would talk on the phone, guys, and we're like, the whole day, oh, sis, don't. Everything we say is a podcast. So it's like, oh, yes. Save it for the pod.
For real.
Save it for the pod.
But then I'm like, but wait, let me just tell you this part.
I wasn't going to say that. I wasn't going to talk about
But you know
this.
what? I'll just say it too, like on the podcast too. Bro, I swear, like that podcast is just life for real.
It's our conversation.
Like when you have when you have a soul sister, it's inevitable for you to not just speak life into each other. So like a podcast just is life.
What season is it?
Season
it's a
2.
new season.
New
we're
season.
back, and we're better than before.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you, who's that person? Who's that artist? I didn't know who that was.
Oh, you don't know who that is? I thought, girl, I played this song like 1,000 times around you. I don't even know how to pronounce her name. I think it's like Aqyila.
Hello. It's called Hello.
It's Hello.
You gotta send it to me because that was a good song. I like it.
Yeah,
She's
it's really
real.
different. Mm-hmm. She's talking about like falling in love. I feel like it's where I've been lately. She's talking about falling in love with the process of loving herself for real and just getting back to her. Like, I guess I'm assuming because I don't know her personal story, but I'm just assuming that like she's getting back to the old her, the her that was afraid to be alone. And like she's trying to fix that.
Right now.
Why are you smiling at me? This is serious.
I know.
Like we're talking about her. She could.
I'm sorry.
This.
No, I'm smiling because like I'm just looking at you and I'm like
happy.
smiling. Yeah, I'm just happy.
I make you smile. I love you, sis. Oh, I love you too.
Anyways, sorry.
Yeah, but that's just what I assume, and that's just kind of where I'm at too. So
yeah, loving yourself. I've noticed that you've done so much by yourself, independently. Like. I see the growth in you. I see the change in you. And I think it's beautiful.
Period. I've noticed that with you too.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you really?
Yeah.
What do you notice?
How you like just take care of yourself. You know, Aurora has started her singing journey before, and she's just like, she motivates me and inspires me in ways that she doesn't even know, like when it comes to your health, because you're very much like, oh no, I'm not going to have that. I'm just going to get a tea. Or like you protect your voice, your vessel, your prize. Like, you know that that's golden to have. Yeah. And you protect it. Like you actually do this in real life.
Yeah. But the only reason she says that is because like 2 weeks ago, I lost my voice, and you can kind of hear it right now that it's not 100% there, but it's better than it was the other week. And we had like a girls' night. Remember, like we were screaming and yelling and laughing and everything.
Was it after that you lost your voice?
No, it was before. It was a day before, literally a day before that I sang, and I had a sore throat. And then the next day was the girls' night. And I think that wasn't good for my voice either. Yeah, and I kind of forced it. And it was literally Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I was like, I could barely talk, girl. Like, and it was the worst for me because in my heart, I want to sing so bad every day. Every day, like, I'm just like, da, 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 you know what I'm saying?
And you know we bring karaoke to every event.
Yeah, so we had karaoke Saturday night.
I was just singing my heart away.
She was singing, and I was like sitting there wishing I couldn't say anything, and it was like hell inside of me, and I was like, strong. I know it was like I wanted to be free. I wanted to I felt like encaged. You know, the Little Mermaid. You remember we went to go see it, you guys. Yes. We went together. That's another story, but. Anyways, you know how she was she at the part where she went to go see her prince or whatever, her voice was taken away. And she wanted to speak. Girl, I swear to you, I felt the same way. Like I wanted to sing. I wanted to just be myself. And I think I've identified so much with my voice now. And not only voice, remember we had to prolong the podcast too. Yeah, because you were like, oh, your voice. I'm like, girl, you don't know how much I want to talk. Yeah, you guys, after I realized that I can't take this voice for granted. I
was going to say that. Yeah. I was going to say it really allows you to appreciate how important your voice is.
Sorry, someone's calling real quick.
Yeah, she is. I'm like, should I answer?
Wait, who's calling?
Morgan.
Oh.
I'll talk to her later.
Yeah, anyways. But yeah, I just was like, I'll never take it for granted. And I can't just act like this voice isn't $1 billion voice. Like $1 billion maker. You feel me? Like when you start to realize how gifted you are, and God has gifted you with specific gifts, you can't just take them for granted. You can't just act like it's nothing.
Yeah.
So for me to like sing while my voice is lost is like me kind of just saying, God, I don't care that this is a gift.
Right.
Like, no, this is a gift.
It's like not taking care of it. Like just, yeah, basically.
Yeah. No, yeah. I don't know. I learned so much from it, and I was like, never again. So now I was asked like yesterday, my mom was like, you want to go to karaoke and sing? I was like, my voice is not 100% there. I can't. I'm sorry. As much as I love to do it, I can't do it right now.
Right.
And people just have to respect that, you know, because once you start respecting yourself, others respect you. And that goes
about boundaries, because you got to have boundaries with everything.
Boundaries, but also respect is a topic that me and you have been talking a lot about.
Yeah.
You want to talk about it?
I guess I'll talk about it. So, respect for me, I am a goofy person. I show that we are a goofy person. Yes, we are. Our inner child is like very much shown, and sometimes we'll reveal that to just anyone.
Yeah.
Like we like to be a light. Like we don't try, like it's just in us,
our intentions,
and we open up to people like so easily.
Yeah.
But we're starting to realize that not every person deserves access to that.
But
and
also,
not even that.
It's not even that they deserve access. It's more so that when you are goofy around certain people, they stop taking you serious, and they stop respecting you.
Yeah, and really for you, it's just you showing up as yourself, like you see nothing wrong with it. But here's an example. So I was working, and I was just like, can y'all help me? And like they didn't really like respond right away. And then they were like, oh, you actually needed help with this. And I'm like, yeah. And they were like, oh, we thought you were just joking. And like that rubbed me completely wrong, because it's like, wow, like I know me, but you don't know me to think that like I was just joking. So it kind of allowed me to show up differently. And to sometimes you do have to adjust. Sometimes you do have to only be certain parts of who you are. Like you can't just let that side of you, like especially at a work environment, you know. So
especially at a work environment,
it built my character in that way, to show up to even the way you speak, you know. We speak a lot about that, like speaking from our roots and our chest, and then where's the other places, like speaking from our head that we could speak from. We talk a lot about that, and I remember we were practicing that as well, because like we'll mean something, but you like the passion has to be there. The fire has to be there.
I know I'm super passionate, and you can see when I'm talking from the root, when it's something that I'm like, mainly I've noticed that the topic that I'm like super like passionate about, or I'll get like really like this, is about someone sleeping on their greatness. When they're not following their heart, when I know that they want to do something but they're doing something else, I'm like, and I like get so like riled up. But as far as like the work situation, same thing for me. Literally, I literally went through the same thing. I was at work, and you know, I'm kind of like in a manager type position there. But I'm so goofy, like, and my intentions are just to be, like you said, a light,
and
just be myself with
and just
people,
have a good
with
time.
everyone. But I also got my character development through a situation like that, where I was asked, like, I asked someone to do something, and they kind of just ignored me. And I was like,
hold on. Do you know who I am?
Right. And it wasn't even like that.
Yeah,
but when you have a position of like someone of authority, you expect people to be like, okay, yes, ma'am. Like, okay, sure. Like, I respect them. But I didn't get that. And I was like, oh, okay. And like, that's the only reason I became aware of this was because I have a friend who I work with and also noticed they're very respectful in themselves. And they told me about that within me. And I was like, oh, you're so right. Let me start noticing. And I noticed that within me. And then I started seeing how everyone was reacting outside of me towards me because I was goofy all the time. And I was like, oh, nah, I got to check that quick. Yeah. And sometimes, listen, you guys, me and Daisy are those people that will notice something and will be like, let me sit on that. Let me
we
review
can't help
that.
it.
I think it's because we aspire to really be the best versions of ourselves.
Yeah.
We really aspire to.
We do a lot of reflection. I mean, that's what our podcast is
Literally.
on.
Yeah, basically. I mean, it is.
Life is a podcast. Life is a testimony. And, you know, you said something that reminded me. I remember us having this conversation within, like, our time apart from you all. We were talking about how when you are in that situation, it kind of goes back to having basically respect for someone, and it had to do with work. When I'm losing my train of thought, I gotta come back to
respect. We were talking about respect. I don't know if you had something that's.
Yeah, I did. It was like when you're showing up for. Okay, so let me break this down.
Is it coming up now?
Yeah, it's making sense. Coming back. Okay, so even when it comes down to respect, like not even like respecting ourselves, because we have to respect like our energy. Yeah. Like if we say we want this, and we have to.
I know where you're going.
Yeah, you do.
Yes.
Okay, so basically we can't just, I'm really big on this right now because y'all are not about to have all of my energy. You just can't, because I have to save this for me later. And I'm unapologetically like, I'm unapologetic about that or whatever. But when it comes to that, it's like I would realize that I was having conversations that I did not care about, and like it didn't matter. Like, I do not want to hear about little Susie and the dog and all of that. Like, those aren't the conversations that I normally have.
Small talk.
I mean, it's very small talk. Like, I've even had someone, like, slide and, like, I'll tell you, like, I'm not with the small talk. Like, what's up?
You'll say that?
I will.
Wait, in the DMs?
Heck yeah, I'm very blunt.
I think I remember like you telling me the situation.
What's up? How you been? I really don't have time for small talk. Where are we getting at with this? Like, you know, because my time is like the essence and is very valuable. Yes. So don't even do that. Yeah. But anyway, let me stay on track. So basically, I realized to not engage in those conversations. Yeah. Like, it's one thing to be respectful because you want respect. You have to be respectful, but to have someone talking to me about little Susie and the dog and the baby or whatever the case is, like, okay, nice. But when I would find myself before being like, oh, for real? Like, how did that happen? Or like, girl, you don't care.
Even
and
though
like,
I don't
let's
give a
just
fuck.
say this.
Right.
So, like, not to be mean because God knows my heart, so I don't even have to explain that. But
yeah, and that's
I really need to save that energy, like, because conserving energy, and 100%. Not even wasting my breath trying to explain myself to people who are not there on the same level as me.
And it's more so, it's not even like it's more like people's
mindset that's not receptive.
Yeah, people sometimes are just so set on not understanding you because they know that you think different, and they know they think different, so they're stuck on their own ways, so they don't want to listen to what you got to say. So it's like we're wasting our breath. So why do we have to, I mean, and this is all we've noticed this between, like, we literally just have, it's girl, like, we're like the same kind of, we're so different but very much the same.
We are, and we go
through this, we go through the same things, because I was also in the same predicament where I just noticed that around me there's people that complain a lot, talk a lot about people, and I'm like, yo, like, I really don't want to hear this. I really don't. And so I start to walk away. I start to just kind of be in my own zone. And it's very lonely sometimes. I'm not going to lie. It's lonely to be like to yourself and not care about what the whole world has to say and the gossip and everything. But it's really worth it, because like you said, you want to conserve it for yourself. But most importantly, for me, I see it like I want to conserve my energy so much to where I put it in my music. I put it in my songwriting. I put it in my journaling. I put it in me pouring into myself and how I can give to the world, like right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like earlier I had to work a couple hours and I knew I had to do this after, so I conserved my energy by not over talking to people that I didn't have no business talking to. You know what I mean? When you're like when you're chilling around in a circle with people that cool, like y'all kind of work together, but you don't really care to talk to them. Why talk to them when y'all ain't gonna talk about nothing? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, let me conserve that energy, because I can give it to the pod. I can give it to the world. You know what I mean? So
it's a different level, and that's like the work that we're doing, and I love that for us.
Me too. It's so good. I mean, it's separation to elevate. And that was something that I told you the other day. I was like, we are separating to elevate. Like, you can't just bring everybody with you when you're elevating. You can't just be around everybody when you're elevating. You can't just talk to just everybody. And it's not that you think that you're better than anyone. It's levels.
So with like separation for elevation, have you been like, because I've been experiencing like a lot of signs. And it's like
Synchronicities.
confirmation.
100%. Yeah. Yeah, all the angel numbers I've been seeing every day. Like, it doesn't, every single day. Like, I'm working, or I see my phone, 333, 444, 555 has been something I've been seeing every
I've seen that
day.
today.
And you know what it means? That change is happening. Change is like coming, you know? And I'm excited to like for change, because I've also felt like I'm embodying the person I've been wanting to become. Like, I'm stepping into a more luxurious mindset, a more successful mindset, as if I am worthy of success. Success is easy for me. You know, those affirmations that I tell them. I have a list. I don't know if I told you about it, but I have a list that I read when I wake up in the morning. On one side in Spanish, it's like a prayer in Spanish of abundance, accepting the abundance in my life, grateful for everything that I have. And if I have any negative thoughts that are preventing, you know, or kind of restricting, or, you know, something, my abundance, like, open, clear, and remove them from my path. And like, and then on the other side of the sheet is a bunch of affirmations that I like specifically made to myself. And I say specific, that's so important, that affirmations aren't just like, I am loved, I am loving, I'm caring.
Because we know that.
Like, okay, that's cool and all, but like, you some people don't know that they have the power to like reprogram thoughts that they've had all their life, that they believe up until this point, that they can reprogram. Like, for example, one of the affirmations I have on there is, my memory keeps getting better and better. Why? Because I, up like till this year, age wise, I used to forget so many things. I was really bad at remembering things, like didn't remember bro, I couldn't tell you how I lived in my past. Anything. And I get so frustrated. I'd be like, dude, like, how do they remember their past and I don't? So I was like, bruh, I act like I can't tell myself and rewire my subconscious mind to believe that my memory is getting better. Bro, when I tell you, when I've started to do that now, I have flashbacks. Like, memory comes through clear. Another like affirmation that I have up there is like, I'm ageless. A lot of people tell me like, you look 17, you like this, you like I'm like, cause I'm ageless. Like, I genuinely believe I'm ageless. I'm not gonna get older. I think old or age is just mental. Like, it's mental, you know what I mean? Like, people think, oh, I'm 50, and then they're all of a sudden their body's going down and their health is going down. Like, no.
You're how old? You like, I feel like when it comes to age, you are the age that you feel.
Energy. Your age is your energy. Like, how much energy do you have? Are you starting to tell yourself, oh, I'm getting older, so, you know, like, my bones are starting to disintegrate, blah blah blah, like, you know, that kind of stuff. Like, you are rewiring that in your brain.
I even like, notice, I wake up in the morning and I don't say, I'm tired, like I'm sleepy. Because you tell yourself that, then you're going to be tired.
Yeah.
You're going to be sleepy.
People don't know the power they have in the word, in their word.
Ooh. Yeah.
Talk about it.
Like, in their thoughts, too.
In their... Bro, that's where everything... About. No. You know where it all starts? From your being. If you feel you're already broke, if you're like, I'm broke.
Yeah.
Then you're going to start thinking that. Oh, and you start acting like it. Why? Because you know you're broke. You tell yourself you're broke. So you're going to start thinking, oh, no, I can't spend on this.
Right.
Oh, I can't do. You know, first it starts as being, then the thoughts, then the action. But if you were to start acting wealthy, the way I've been reading this book, girl, on abundance. Oh, my God. It's literally shifting my abundance mindset.
What's it called?
It's called, girl, let me pull it up on my phone.
Okay.
But it's basically helping me embody abundance mindset. So it's called, you can find it on an audiobook on YouTube for free, but it's called A Happy Pocket Full of Money. When I lived in LA, I listened to this whole audiobook. And it really helped me think in more abundance mindset. But I was like, yo, I remember, like, it kind of randomly popped in my brain. I was like, it's probably for a reason, because I'm embodying this new person. So this new person is this person of luxury, this person of wealth, this person who respects herself, blah, blah, blah. So that comes with abundance. You know what I mean? You're going to attract what you are. So now I'm reading it and I get to highlight, but I bought the book from Amazon.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, girl, like, it all starts with being. You feel broke, you feel like you're already broke, you're gonna start acting broke.
Yeah.
But when you think to yourself, like, when I spend money, I don't know, I think you have a similar way of thinking. But when I spend money, I tell myself everything I spend comes back to me tenfold.
Oh, yeah.
I say that every time I spend something.
Girl, I went to go get my nails done today, and I almost was like, no, I'm not gonna get a pedicure. And then I had that, do you want a pedicure? And I'm like, yeah, I want a pedicure. And I'm like, well, we're gonna get the dang pedicure. Like, we're gonna get the pedicure, and God is gonna like provide for that.
Absolutely.
And I thank Him, and I get it because I know it's gonna come back to me, because I know it's like a byproduct.
But see, people don't have that much faith though.
Yeah.
So how do you get that much faith? How would you say? Because I used to be in the same, like, you know, I feel like when reality shows you don't have a lot of money, what do? Well, you keep affirming to yourself and having faith that everything comes back to me tenfold, and you stand on it.
It's a testing your faith, and it's really like, okay, you don't get to be mediocre in this. You either believe or you don't believe.
Exactly. You can't just dip your toes into faith and then come back over here in uncertainty.
Yeah, sometimes we have more faith than like other times, but honestly, overall, like, do you believe? I think it all stares down to that question. Okay, I believe. Okay, let me start practicing my belief systems. And let me start putting myself in that feeling of wealthiness.
Absolutely.
So I feel like I've attracted success, and like, I'm still growing. I feel like I've attracted wealth, and I'm still growing, but as also not having it and knowing what that feels like, but knowing like I don't like that feeling. I don't want to feel like I'm not capable of having this, because my Father tells me that I am capable of having that.
Absolutely.
So what I've done was practicing like visualization and putting myself like in an abundant mindset, and I close my eyes, and this is like legit. I'm giving you guys like
good. Put them on.
What I do. Like, okay, so I have my safe space.
To know.
My safe space is my bathtub. Like, I have to have baths.
Bro, she always tells me, oh, it's time for a bathtub.
Yeah, like, I have to have like several bath times, and I follow it with a shower because I'm just extra.
No, but I think that's what you're supposed to do.
But so I'm in the bathtub, and this is not like a regular time for me. Like, this is time to like breathe. And I haven't done it recently, but I sometimes put on like, there's like a YouTube video where you can visualize, and it guides you through like How do you want to
put them on?
Yeah.
Put them on.
Let me see if I can pull it up.
Because I put them onto the book. You better put them onto that visualization.
Okay.
Because for some people, though, it's not easy to just visualize. That's something that some people don't do, you know?
So this is how you start. I really don't use this as much now because I've taught myself how to. But if
that's
you're
what you did.
at your starting point, then I would suggest this. I'm going to find it. Okay, so it's called 10-minute manifestation meditation. And it looks like a sun is really yellow.
You want to show
law
the
of
camera?
attraction.
I don't know if you can see.
I don't know if you guys can see it, but so it guides you through and it's like, who's around you? Like, how are you feeling? Like, how happy are you? Honestly, I could play it right here really quick. It's only 10 minutes, but I'm not going to play the whole thing.
No, just like a clip of it.
Yeah.
I think that's what Nano put us onto, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know who Nano
Mornings
is.
with Nano. If you are into network marketing, Mornings with Nano is the shit.
Manifest into your reality. Do this visualization often, and you will enhance the power of the manifestation process.
So good.
When you are ready, either sit or lie in a position that is comfortable for you and take a deep breath in.
So I'm in luxury. I'm in my
Fill your lungs
bathtub.
with
Like,
air
I have my eyes
and
closed.
Exhale. Really feel your
I'm no
feet
longer
back in
actually,
contact
like,
with the surface.
in my body. I'm
Right.
like,
In where you want to be.
right.
And safe, and know that you can fully let go now.
Yes. It's literally relaxing me as I listen.
Take another deep breath in and tense your whole body as tightly as you can. Hold for 5.
So it takes you through the breathing exercises.
To relax you, right? Yo, this is powerful stuff. We're really putting y'all on to
Right.
some real things that we apply to ourselves. This is so dope.
I wanted her to say, like, she says eventually, like, who's around you? Like, how are you feeling? Like, what do you have? What are you thankful for? And it puts you in that gratitude mindset. And it's just beautiful, y'all. So that's really how I started. And then I honestly just, it grew my faith in so many ways. And I just started showing up. Like, really watch my wording, like what I said, because you would never hear
Words
me
are
say,
powerful.
you would never hear me say I'm broke. You like
Never.
you would never hear me say
either.
like I lack.
Facts.
Because I don't, and
No.
because I know who I am, and because God has showed me, like, that's even more of a reason. Because, like, one thing about God, like, he wants to show you, like, if you want to believe, he want to show you, like, my word is true. So if you put yourself out there for him to show you, oh, he's going to show you. And when he shows you, you're going to always have that thing that is going to carry you on to have more faith and more faith.
Facts. I want to talk about how it's helped me. I'm gonna put y'all onto another book because I'm a reader person. The Illusion of Money by Kyle Cease. These are two fundamental books that I 100% recommend if you're wanting to tap into your abundance mindset, into your wealth, into your walking into your luxury.
Hey guys, be sure to check out our website at www.TheQueendomPod.com.
We really want to connect, collab, and really engage with you guys and get to know y'all a lot more, because it really does help a lot to know that we are not alone. So please check it out, and we will see y'all next time.
And guys, be sure to submit your topic suggestions, because we want to know, like, how are you guys feeling about these topics, and
What more do you guys want to hear?
yes, who do you want to see, and all of that. And you can find that at our website. Back to the episode.
Lifestyle and everything else that you, basically the person you want to become, both of those books will help you just, I don't know, level up, you know? And that's what's been helping me right now in this season. And so I did want to also cover the fact that when, you know how we were talking about, we were just saying that, like, how you got into it, how you can get better into faith. Well, for me, when I read the Illusion of Money book, it said something that I'll never forget, that it was saying that when in the moments, let's say for instance, when you were like, I'm gonna get my Manny, but I also want the petty, you know, and a part of you, that fear side of you, wants to contract. This part, it wants to contract, but the higher self, the one that's like, no, I am abundant, money comes back to me tenfold, that's when you expand. And so in those moments where you want to contract and be fearful and not want to spend your money on certain things, or continue to be in that mental state of broke, then you expand so you can be and tap slowly into that abundance mindset. It doesn't happen overnight. It didn't happen for me overnight. It took a lot of faith, but the faith in, okay, how can I expand instead of contracting in that fear of being broke? And you know, because who doesn't want to be abundant? You know what I mean? Like, but it all starts in the mind.
And it's one of those things where you have to, like, the more you practice it, the more you're able to be aware of, oh, okay, so the little girl in me or the fear side is like trying to step in. It's like, no, it's okay, sweetheart. Right. Like, we got this.
But it also comes from a lot of programming when we're young. Like, my parents didn't teach me that kind of stuff. Mental, bro, I had to teach myself that. I completely created this new version of me that they probably don't know about. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not in my thoughts knowing that I'm thinking more abundant than broke or than lack, you know? And so for them, they were always like, no, we don't have enough. Or no, I can't buy you this toy because no. You know what I'm saying? That's where
it comes from, because it doesn't, like, I feel like because we didn't have the most luxury lifestyle and stuff growing up, we're able to know what we want. Yeah. Because just like with self-worth, if you never lost all of your self-worth, you wouldn't know yourself.
Yeah, that makes me want to go into, like, the fact that I had told you earlier, remember when I was like, I'm so grateful for our jobs. Like, I'm still a waitress, you guys, and she is working at a bank.
Yeah, right? Just put my business out there.
I mean, is that okay?
Yeah, it's okay, but don't tell them what.
I won't, and I won't tell you what restaurant either.
Have you seen?
You guys might know if y'all follow me, but you know, whatever.
No, because there's a blog or something where this girl had posted a picture, like she's like middle age,
I seen that.
She got fired because there's real crazy people that just like stalked her.
Yeah, because she's so pretty. Yeah, she can't help that.
Yeah, but anyway, what we were basically trying to say is that we work, like, for the people who don't know us in real life, like, we work full-time jobs. Like, we also have a full-time life with full-time schedules, and I do photography. I also work at the bank, and I also do podcasting. And I'm going to do as much as, like, God can allow me to and put on my plate. But I think we say that to say, like, we're grateful for the position that we're in right now. Like, because the goal is financial freedom. The goal is time freedom so we can do what we love. But without having our position right now, we wouldn't be able to grow. Yes. The way that we are. And we had a conversation where it was like, there was people that were applying for higher positions at my job. And I was just like, they're like, I put in this application, and I'm just like
they're trying to level up in that way of like, let me go get more money at a different job.
Exactly. Like, oh, this job doesn't pay enough, which you should. I mean, you can, but the way that my faith is, my crazy faith, like, I don't want to work another job, y'all.
It is not crazy because I'm on the same boat. Like,
but you have to have crazy faith.
Yeah, like, you have to be delusional sometimes with this. Like, yeah, for real. Like, people don't get that. You have to look crazy to the world. Yeah, you will look crazy and you have to be okay with that. But I also wanted to say that, like, we're grateful. Well, I was telling you about that we're so grateful. Well, I'm grateful really for my job because, you know how we were talking about respect and like how we're learning to respect ourselves more and not be goofy around certain people because they don't take us serious. Well, when we wouldn't have these insights if we weren't in this job. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have this job to still kind of teach us things. And so when you have something that you don't want, and that's the beauty, that's kind of like the beauty of how the universe works, that we are given things that we don't want to know what we do want, to clarify what we do want. So because we don't want to stay in this environment, we need this environment to show us what we really want and who and how to develop this character and this woman that we're becoming.
Yeah, that even goes to like being around certain people. Like some relationships you have to experience to know what you don't want. Separation for elevation. Like, that's what this is all about. Like growing up and being in a household or something that you're uncomfortable with or you lack there. And the programming like that came on from generations to generations. Like it stops with you because you didn't have the people around you to show you what you wanted to be an example, but it's still a gift to have those things that you don't want to be like.
Facts. Yeah.
It's still the same awareness. It's just all in here how you look at it.
Yeah. And I think it's beautiful that like if you're growing, if you've changed mentally, if you changed inside, that is so powerful. And we don't kind of like remember that sometimes. We kind of just forget that. And we also, another thing that I wanted to say, that I've noticed a theme in my life is that a lot of people think that working hard is labor, you know? And they don't know that working hard spiritually, mentally, working on your spirit, working on your mental, your emotional health, your heart space, that is hard work.
It is.
And I think that's more so like, you know, society's hard work is, their version of hard work is labor and like hustling. And then God's hard work, I mean, to God, he sees your efforts, you know, in any way or aspect that you're working. But when you work from the spirit and work on your spirit, goodness, when I tell you God, I told you this other day, he will make you skip some steps.
Oh yeah.
Because you can hustle, and that's great. And we say this constantly on the pod.
I know.
That's great to hustle, but I promise you, God will make things even almost simpler and effortless without you even having. Yes, you have to put in work. You're 50%.
The analogy that you
of which one?
Of putting in the hard work and the skipping steps.
Yeah, the skipping steps. Like I'm saying, like. You know, when we, for example, my singing journey, that anyone would be like, yeah, go find this, go find, you know, go do this, go that, go expose yourself in this place, in this place, in this place. And what if it feels wrong in my body? You know, what if in my body? And so like our body has emotional intelligence. Our body has intelligence of itself, but that's all divinely guided from God, from the spirit. And so when you feel it, let's say, you know, I've told you, I want to go expose myself and sing more out in public. But let's say I get this place that someone's like, go here. And my body's saying, nah. And my spirit is saying, nah, that's not the right place. Let's just wait. But everything in me is like wanting to go work, wanting to expose myself. But God's like, nah, not right there. And I sit back and I'm like, okay, show me the right way then, God. And then God sends me another one. And maybe that place that I find a part of my team, a part of my management, a part of, you know, who knows? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so you're skipping steps. Maybe you could work so hard in like, let me go perform at different places. Let me go sing at different places. Instead, you could just be like, what does my spirit say? What does God say? Where does he want me? So you're skipping steps.
What she's saying is like the carnal.
Please do it.
The carnal gifts. Like a lot of people ask for wealth and like I want money and I want this Chanel bag and I want the Gucci bag and I just want the Prada glasses and like all of those
and
things.
We love that.
Yes, we do.
We want it.
We want it. I'll take it.
Right. Please give it to me.
But beyond all of the materialistic things, like the gifts that can never leave you are the gifts that are inside, the gifts that are from God, the spiritual gifts that you ask for are the greatest gifts of all time. And I'm learning that too right now. Yeah. I'm actually learning that in church. He preached about like the carnal gifts versus the spiritual gifts. And when you have a spiritual gift, like you have the power to ask God like for your gifts that are in heaven.
100%. Like, Because it's those gifts inside of you that maybe you haven't tapped into yet, but it's in you. Trust me, if you're on this planet, you have a gift. And maybe you don't believe in yourself. Maybe you're so fearful, and maybe you have so many blocks on the way. But I promise you, if you just work hand in hand with God and say, God, I surrender. Please help me. Please show me. Please guide me. I promise you, you will see the light of day.
Yeah, but for me, it's really like, I love the fact like how God will never leave you, and like those gifts will never leave you. And I know we talked about money and currency, and talking about like money, it's like money's cool and it is a form of currency, but it's not the only form of currency.
Right.
Like relationships is a very great form of currency also, because my therapist was saying like, just because you meet someone, and we talked about this yesterday with my brother, like just because you meet someone, that doesn't mean like, okay, let me break this down. There's people that I ask for, like I asked God to send me people that are aligned with my spiritual journey, and I'll meet someone and I'm like,
Right.
they're giving like red flags, or like, I don't know about this person. But then she's like, wait, don't push that person off of you, because you don't know like the purpose that they have in your life. You really don't know. Like it could be the person that they introduce you to, or the person that they introduce you to who they know, like that can be aligned to your purpose. So that's why you kind of gotta like use the people around you. And it's so much better when you are working as a team instead of working like we came in this world individually and we're gonna leave individually, but we came with people for a purpose. Absolutely. Like to work together. And I think that's the most beautiful part of that. I
mean, we're not alone in this world. We're not, like, I get that, like, and a lot of when I had like my depression season, and I remember it was like back in 2019 that I was so low. And then 2020, I was lower. Like it was some crazy years, but I felt so alone. And it was because I knew that nobody really understood me. But like, look at us now. Like we understand each other, and you just have to wait for your tribe. You just have to have faith. You just have to know my people are coming, my people are coming, my people are coming, and just have that like really hold that in you, because maybe during a season you're meant to be alone and meant to be isolated and meant to be to yourself and learn some things within yourself, and you're always going to learn. But like, I love what you said there, that, you know, don't just like, oh, red flag, nah. Yeah. Like,
cut off season, like,
and that's cool and all, cause
cut off culture,
and that's okay to an extent. Like if someone that goes overboard, like, okay, you know, have your boundaries, you know what I'm saying, protect yourself. But if you're like, oh well, let me rethink that, let me kind of sit on that, like let me give them a chance to explain themselves, let me, you know what I'm saying, like we got to be graceful too, we got to be compassionate and empathetic, and like also understand other people's perspective, but not to the point where it kind of takes away from our inner peace. You know?
You don't want to be a people pleaser,
right? And
that's
just
a whole other topic. I'm not even gonna get into that. But yeah, I really love that.
It's just I like what you said there. Like really give people grace. You know, don't just cut them off. Because you don't know what soul gifts that they have to teach you, what things they have to show you that you didn't know. Like,
we get so much grace from God. Like, and that's how we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be graceful. We're supposed to be forgiving. We're supposed to fix our heart posture, because that is the number one key over anything we're talking about. Like your heart posture. How is your heart posture in any situation? Like, you can say something to someone that you care about, and you could say it aggressively, and you can, so basically, I want to say I was talking to my aunt, and I was just like, I felt as if I was being judgmental when I told this person, like, hey, I want better for you. I see you like going downhill, and I don't want you to do that every day. Like, you're bigger than that. You're better than that. And she was like, well, you weren't coming from a bad place. She was like, what if you were the only one that told this person that? And the way that I looked at it, I was like, the things that we ask for, like from God, and let's just say your singing career, you want to sing around the world, you want to travel, you have big goals for yourself. Okay, well, I have to test you. I have to put like conflict in your life and see how you handle it. I have to throw things, like I have to test you and prepare you for that. So what if everything you're going through is preparing you for what you asked for?
It is.
It is.
Yeah.
So, but like a lot of people don't have that mindset. They think, oh, everything is working against me when it's working for you.
Yeah. And that's so important to remember. Like, it's everything is working for you, not to you. You know? And the universe is always on your side. Always. God is always on your side. Like, I promise you, maybe you don't see why the things are happening in your life the way they're happening, but I promise you that there's a reason.
I get excited. Like, I get excited when things don't go my way, especially because...
Please explain that mindset, because why would you get excited? I want to know.
Why would I get excited?
Yes. Explain that to people that wouldn't understand.
Okay.
Because, like, I get you, and I say thank you to God, because I tell him, thank you. I don't know why this is happening, but I know you got something for me. But why were you excited?
You just said it. I mean, like, you just said it. It's because when it doesn't go my way, it's going God's way.
Right. But that can be triggering.
How so?
I mean, sometimes we're like, like, you know, obviously we're human and we have our human emotion and we get so frustrated and we're like, how do I do this? How do I, you know
but
what
that
I mean?
takes longer. You remember you were talking about skipping steps?
Yes.
Okay. Once you get it, you get it. Like, you believe or you don't believe. You're either in it or you out of it. There's no mediocre. Like,
I love that.
So once you... So like when you get it and then you skip steps for real. Because
so
you're going to
dope.
keep going through this cycle and you're going to keep going through the same thing and you're going to keep feeling like things are happening to you or things are working against you. But what it really is like you have to get it, baby. Like you have to understand, like, I'm working for you, and you have to be like, oh, okay. Let me surrender to God. It's going his way. And when you get it, you skip those steps. It's going to take a longer... when
you go against it, when you have resistance against what's happening already. I feel that. But all that to say is faith. It's faith. What's your connection to God? Ask yourself. And if it's not that close, check yourself. Because like, you wouldn't have so much doubt if you were like this with God. You know what I'm saying? If you're constantly everyday spiritual practice, whatever you do to tap into your soul, whatever you do to tap into God, you know what I'm saying? If you are disciplined and consistent with that, I promise you, your faith is like, it can move mountains.
For the spiritual people.
100%.
Everything.
100%. Like everything we do is God. Everything we do is with God. So like, I'm sorry if you're not, if you watch this and you're not sorry. You'll learn something, but I mean, I promise this is the better way. I don't know, my perspective. This is the better way to live.
I don't know. Remember we were talking about, we were like, yo, if like I didn't have the mindset I did, or if I was like, if I didn't have this mindset, I don't know. Like, I just don't know where I would be.
I said, and I quote, I said, if I didn't have a relationship with God, I would either be lost, depressed, or buried by now. Period. For real. Because look, so many times God has taken me out of a dark ass place. I'm sorry, I gotta cuss, but I have to because I'm really passionate about this.
I don't know why people think like cussing means like it comes from passion, but it's their culture.
Oh, it's my culture.
I mean, like, I guess it could.
I'm like, but yeah. I mean, I don't have, God knows my heart.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, God knows my heart. And that's what matters. Anyways, as I was saying, what was I saying? I kind of lost my train of thought.
I don't know. You were just saying like you would be buried, depressed.
Yeah, there's so many times that God has saved me from dark places, and there's so many times where my faith, I really want to say this part because it also taps into currency and like wealth and everything that we were saying. There was one point in life when I was in LA that I had to pay my rent, and it was $800, and I had $600 to my name, and I was like, okay, I need $200 more. But about 3 days before I had to pay my rent, this opportunity came up, and it was the Money one, the business opportunity, and I had to spend about $400. And a part of me was so excited about the opportunity. I was like, everything in me was saying, do it. And I was like, it was like this small, maybe 1% in my brain that was like, oh my gosh, but what are you gonna do? You don't have enough money. You won't be able to pay your rent in 2-3 days. But I didn't pay attention to that because everything in me was saying, so this is the power, bro, of having all this faith and knowing that your gut is telling you something, do it. And so I was like, I'm just going to do it just because my gut is saying that, because I feel like God is like leading me. Why would he bring this opportunity to me like that, right? So I spend the $400. I got $200 left, and I still got $800 to get, right? And tell me why a day before I had to pay my rent, that was the year of 2020 when we were all getting unemployment. Well, it hadn't hit for me in 2 months or whatever. Like, I still hadn't received it. And it literally came in the day before my rent was due, and I got $4,000. When I tell you that's faith, that's really faith. Another instance was when I was sleeping on the floor in the new room that I started renting in a house in LA. And you remember this story I told you? Oh, bro, like I literally cried. I was sleeping on the floor on a yoga mat, and I was like, dang. And I had found mold on my air mattress. I was like, bro, I don't even have money. Like, crap, what am I gonna do, right? And so I'm like, well, something in me, I kind of sat with it. I was like, should I like try to clean the mold again, or should I throw it away? A part of me was like, just throw this away. And I was like, but what am I'm gonna sleep on the yoga mat, whatever, it's okay. I was like, I'll be fine. And everything in me was telling me everything's gonna be fine. So I throw it away, and then I got the door wide open, and a roommate that I didn't know, she kind of peeks and she's like, you don't have a bed? And I was like, no, I kind of just threw it away. Like, I was like, she knows I don't have a bed. She knows I'm sleeping on the floor. And so she's like, oh, you know what's crazy? I just bought one, and I'm actually trying to get rid of my other one. You want it? I was like, nah, bruh.
Right. It'd be like that. It'd be like that.
You for real? I was like, nah, you don't know what God just, what? I was like, of course I would want your bed. It was a whole like bed frame with a mattress, and I had I bought like the sheets or whatever, and like the comforter and everything. But I was like, bruh.
That's amazing. I can relate. Like, when I got into an accident, everything, like, I didn't have a lot of money saved because I had quit my job before, because I was like, I'm going to do my business full time. I wasn't really ready for it, but God still like showed up and provided for me, just because he knew like my heart and my faith was like there. So I didn't lack for nothing. Like, throughout those weeks, I didn't struggle at all. And things were like hitting my bank account that I was doing previously
that you probably forgot about.
Yeah. And another thing, y'all, like, when you show up and do like the things that you're passionate about, or you feel like you're called to do, like your purpose, you might think like, oh, okay, well, this thing I don't really receive like the income in from right now, but that doesn't mean that you don't receive it in other ways. Like,
the abundance,
like you just got
that's abundance mindset.
Yeah, everything. We might gotta switch the topic of this
to abundance mindset.
Yeah, for real. It's that deep.
It is. It really is. Like, abundance is not just money. I promise you, abundance is the quality of life you have, the people that love you,
it's health.
The health, to me, when I think of rich, I think of all of my needs are met. People, my family loves me. My friends love me. I have good health. I can sing. I can be free. I can, bro, that's rich.
I remember I reshared this post. I wish I could give the person credit who I reshared it to, but basically it was like, okay, you think the greatest form of currency is money? All right, you got $1 billion today, but your mama died tomorrow. All right, so what's more important? Relationships. You got $1 billion today, but you got cancer or something like that. Then what's more important? Health. Like,
Exactly.
it's serious.
Yeah. And I love this quote that I once posted under one of my posts that said, when you're rich in spirit, you're rich in life. Because rich in spirit is that abundance mindset, is that, oh, okay, I have health, wealth, I have my family, I have the love, I have my gifts and talents, I still have, you know, I have this relationship with God. Bro, you have everything. Like, I promise, money's coming. Money will come when you focus on your gifts, on what you love. That's going to come, and it's going to take time. But like, really just focus on the good things. Focus on the things that you do have right now. And I promise that the universe will conspire in your favor, and you will be gifted a lot more. It's like God. It's like, you know, when our parents would be like, oh, you want to cry? I'm going to give you something to cry about. Well, we're grateful. God's like, I'm going to give you something to be grateful about.
For
even
sure.
more, you know?
Yeah.
So
What is one thing, like, that you're looking forward to?
in life, period?
Not in life.
This
like,
year, or goals, or what?
That's
that's a broad
I'm
question.
looking forward to so much.
Yes, absolutely.
No, but like, what's one thing you're looking forward to, like, in this season, like, of this new season, and what is it that you really want, like, the listeners and the watchers to get
From this season?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I was going to say,
like,
from my life.
It's kind of like right on the spot, but yeah.
But I was going to, can I say from my life and then say the season?
From your life?
Yeah, like my personal life.
No.
Aw.
I'm just kidding. You can if you want.
Well, I just wanted to say that I'm learning so much about being a vocalist right now. And it's like something I'm really excited about. That like my voice is growing so much and so much better. And so I'm really excited to share that with the world. Like, you know, personally. But as far as the Queendom, I really am excited about like engaging with everyone and building this community, and then also like just helping more people just become more aware of certain topics that we're aware about, and that we can teach and we can show and we can open your eyes about too. I think I love that so much about this.
Yeah.
What about you?
Okay, so
Personal life and Queendom.
personal life and Queendom. Okay, like you, I'm tapping into the fundamental things, like with my business, DK Visuals, which is my photography business. I'm like learning the key factors, and it actually helps me show up for the podcast and like new creations and stuff also. And it also helps me with my personal walk of life, because like I notice everything and I take things from everything. So at one point in the beginning, I realized like, oh, I spend a lot of time editing, and it's like, oh, I'm an overthinker. So it helps me. And I'm just excited to grow and to make new connections with people, and to see where like that takes me, because it's one of those things that came to me. I didn't come to it. Like, so also with life, like the experiences and the things that I get to go through, like I know, because I had that whole thing at work with respect, like, okay, so I'm a respected person. Like all of these things are attracting me because I am. Like,
Exactly.
so I'm excited about that. But with the Queendom podcast, I'm excited to like bring valuable content to you guys, like to really put you guys on, because like in the first season we spent a lot of time getting to know us and our stories, which we're still going to continue to do that. But I really want to put you guys on, like as we're leveling up, you get to level up with us. Like you want more, we want more, we're going to grow together. So
I love
that's
that.
what I'm excited about.
Yay! We're leveling up. We're leveling up genuinely. Like I feel it.
I know.
I feel
It
myself
feels like a
becoming.
shift.
I feel myself becoming a new woman.
Yeah, me too.
Period.
Period.
I love you guys. I'm so happy that we had this episode, and
Me too.
it's the start of a new season,
Me
or
too.
maybe we're in the midst, but it's all good.
And we'll see you guys on the next episode. We did it.
Okay, vocals. It's the same song you put.
Of course, I love this song.